I hope it starts off with that. I think we're recording.
Yeah, yeah. I think I got you saying that just there, actually. Okay, so hello people. I am very tired, but I'm also Richard, and I'm joined today by Neil Sullivan because feck it, nobody else seems to be around for these podcast things. um,
Basically, yeah. So I'm
today,
sorry, people, you're stuck with us for a while.
today we're going to start on the topic of Ghostbusters and be all like secret or silency with that. Um, but we're probably going to
Well,
ramble on
I
about
think it's a bit
things.
late now,
Yeah,
considering it has two sequels. Getting another one for
but
years.
that's yeah.
Well,
What are we
most of
doing
us,
here then?
spin-off.
We're just talking about it.
Right,
Whatever.
thanks for listening, people. Goodbye.
Right. Nevertheless,
That's
we're
us
going to
done.
sequel or silence this thing, even though it had sequels,
Yes.
and I can't remember the sequels here, nor the
Oh my
ending
god.
of
Well,
the
to
first
be
film.
fair now, I can't remember sequels either. I just
This
remember
is
them.
gonna be a great podcast.
God, I feel sorry for everyone listening.
So,
Okay, Richard,
yes.
we're going to play our little game first.
All right. What's our game?
Budget and box office. How much it cost and how much it made back. Get ready to play.
Okay. Okay.
It's going to be a new thing now. It's going to be a new thing now.
Budget and box offices.
Okay,
I like
Richard?
that. Um. Okay. Final iteration for one thing. So
So, wait, hold on. So the first question obviously is how much did it cost to make?
100 grand.
Really?
I don't know.
I'm expecting much higher than that.
You see, I was thinking that as well, but then I don't know. Maybe okay, yeah. Maybe I'm kind of putting it on par with today's standards
Yeah,
in special
think
effects and
about
all.
it
Think
back
about it
then,
like then, yeah.
1980.
400,000.
$30 million.
Well then,
Completely off.
I was close. It was a number that I said.
400,000. When we
Yeah.
think about it, they had to get New York, I suppose. They were filming in New York.
Oh, that's
It's very
true.
expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Suppose the car, to make the car,
To hire all
costumes, all that
those
stuff.
demons and whatnot.
All the actors. And the
Yeah.
Bill Murrays.
Same difference. And
Just
the Bill
all the
Murrays.
Bill Murrays.
All of them. Yeah. Every one of them.
Just all of them.
Yeah, if you look through the credit
so
list, it's just Bill Murray, Bill Murray, Bill Murray.
just written and directed by Bill Murray. Bill Murray's everything. And Bill Murray. So, next question, Richard. How much did it make?
It cost how much again? 20 million?
30 million.
30 million. 60 million. Oh no, it could probably more.
209.
Yeah.
Damn it, I was going to say 295.2 million.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, because I was just like, what am I talking about? It was the first Ghostbusters film. Of course I made loads of money. I don't know.
Oh, Richard, you're really after a game.
I'm
Thank you
very
very much.
sleep deprived at the minute, alright?
We can see that.
All this, Nightmare Realm and all that kind of stuff. Just, whatever.
Oh,
Okay.
fair enough. Right, we must get back on track here. We always go off track for some reason.
And now you're going
So-
off track by describing how we're going off track all the time. What? Go on.
Inception. So anyway, Richard, we were talking about Ghostbusters there earlier on today.
Where are we now?
About I remember you said when you saw it that when you get older you start to look at it a bit differently.
Yeah,
With all the, I suppose, references.
it didn't seem like the Ghostbusters film that I watched when I was younger. But
Yeah.
and my innocent minded.
It's like I watched it today. I was like, what did I think back then?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's not even subtle. Some of the things.
No, like what really I suppose what I noticed was the dream sequence with Dan Aykroyd's character. Yeah, I think it's Stan's.
Oh.
Remember, he's
Okay.
it was during the montage near the suppose halfway through the film, near the beginning.
I don't remember this.
Oh my god. Okay,
Go on.
I'm going to try and explain it without
Explain. Yeah, it's for the audience.
being
Probably
too, I
haven't seen it in
suppose.
years either.
I'm going to try and pick my words carefully. Anyway, there was a dream sequence in the film where just must get out the characters' names to make it better, I suppose. So don't mind me. There's
We're
a dream
experiencing
sequence.
technical difficulties. Please stand by.
We should get the little graphic and everything with the song playing in the background.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Ray Stantz, played by Dan Aykroyd, during the montage, he had a dream, and in the dream, this ghost was doing oral sex to him, I believe it was, or they were hinting at
Oh God, Jesus! Maybe I just blanked this part out of my memory or something.
that. Yeah. Well, you didn't see anything, but it was
Implied.
referenced. Yeah, implied that happened, and that's when Richard's like, yeah, Richard was right. Yeah, you do start to take a second look at it.
Because I mean, there's one scene there. Do you know when? Just I can't remember any of their names. The sarcastic bastard fella. And
Bill Murray,
yes,
Peter Venkman.
that's it. That's it.
Okay.
I keep forgetting that name. That he he's trying to get with this one, and you're one who's possessed, and then
That's
and then
Dana.
and then he's on the phone to your man or whatever, and he's like, "Bro, I totally did it. I did it last night, and it was hot." And there's all these clothes everywhere on the ground as well, and all this kind of stuff. Like, and that's filling up the screen, you know. And it goes to your man. He was like, it was so good. It was so that hot sex was so good. And he's pretty much saying that, and then he's like, oh yeah, by the way, she keeps saying this. Does this mean anything? And I don't know. I'm there and I'm like, what did I think was going on when I was a child? I just seem to have blocked these things out of my mind.
It's like
What's the age rating?
What's
on
my
that
king?
film?
Like the age rating.
Oh, it'd still be like PG-12. What is? I don't know.
No, yeah. Suppose I'll have to.
Not even
search this now.
Do.
Everyone finds out how we get our information now.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Google.
Sponsored by Google. Well, we have a lot of money behind
Just
us.
got Google. Oh, yeah.
They're like, here, take all this money and make it seem as unprofessional as possible. That is your goal. We are doing them proud.
Well, it was rated PG.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I think, yeah.
So what do you make of that, Richard?
Yeah, it probably is PG. Yeah. Yeah, you know. Somebody.
Thanks for that in-depth detail.
Exactly. Yeah. Anytime. It's a lot funnier than I remember as well. Maybe that's because I didn't get some of the jokes when I was whatever age I was when I watched it.
I don't know. I think a lot of it went over my head. Well, it's not over my head, but I don't know. I looked a bit
Beyond
confused.
poor Neil.
It wasn't that like this isn't as good as I remember it.
Yeah, I thought it was good. It was kind of fun. I was like, as I think I was saying to you before, like it's really a film you kind of have to suspend your disbelief on.
Yeah.
That doesn't really have anything to do with the comedy of it, but I don't know where I'm just going to talk and see where my points are leading me.
I'm going to take a break here and I'll just keep letting you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Ramble on.
I'll ramble now. I just it's just kind of you really have to suspend your disbelief because like there's a lot of things that nowadays everything is explained and everything has a reason, everything has a purpose or whatever, which is grand. That's fine. Whatever, like like things that I've wrote myself, they all have very highly detailed lore behind everything, but which is grand or whatever like this. But I kind of liked it. I kind of liked watching this film because it was a it was different. It was a change because it was, you had to suspend your disbelief, and it was just fun. That's what it was. It was
Yeah, it
just
was just
just for a
pure
bit, just
fun.
for a bit of a laugh, bit of fun.
Yeah,
But
like
and then because I mean, at the beginning it's like they're professors or whatever, and then Bill Murray's character is like not a very good professor really. Um,
I don't think he's an actual professor. Well, it's
I'm not sure. I can't remember the end of it, so I don't know. I don't know how it concludes. But yeah, yeah. But yeah. So he's in the university
yeah.
anyways, pretending to be a professor anyways, and obviously he has his eyes on off the goal a bit. He's a bit of a womanizer, he is, and all this kind of stuff. And then he gets fired for not being a very good professor. And he's like, you know what we should do? We should bust ghosts for a living, because they were doing this as a hobby or something. And
Yeah.
then like there's a lot of things that aren't explained, like how the hell they managed to kind of fired professors and all that have managed to build a laser containment like facility thing for specters and whatnot. um,
They didn't
like
explain that they use like nuclear technology or something like that for the.
yeah, but where do college professors get this kind of stuff? you know, there's a lot
That
of
is a fair
questions.
point.
There's a lot of questions like that just don't get answered. But that's grand because it's not necessary. So you can
Yeah, it's not like
you just have to go whatever. And
we'll accept this. We'll accept this.
yeah, and especially considering that they didn't have a lot of money, and that
Mm.
I'm not sure if the other guys were, but at least the main guy was fired, so he doesn't have a source of income, and how is he going to be able to afford to have these nuclear powered spectre containment stuff? But
They well, what I remember anyways, they yeah, they all got fired. Well, the college cut the funding for
oh yeah,
the all the experiments and all that thing. And yeah, I know I'm not that great at explaining, but they then took out like mortgage on one of their houses, and that's how they were able to buy the Ghostbusters lab. So I presume
yeah.
that's where
Well,
they have the money to get the
I guess nuclear
nuclear stuff.
powered devices and nuclear power was a lot cheaper back then or something. Because I think you'd have to do more than mortgage your house to build something like that. But sure.
I think we're
Um,
trying to get too much from this. So
yeah,
just
and
leave it as
also
fun.
if you were bringing in nuclear, um, you know, power cells, whatever stuff, I'm pretty sure you'll have the government down on your ass going, "Hey, what's going on here? What's going on?" It's jeez, somebody else is trying to call me. I'm so popular. I can't even exit the call to be like, "Hey, sorry, I'll be on to you in a second," but because then all this video will stop and an effort. Anyways,
Effort.
um,
Well, they had the character from the Environmental Protection Agency.
mm.
So I suppose they did acknowledge that the government was,
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
but like
suppose,
they were more kind of
involved in it.
like hey, this is using up loads of power from the city and this kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
no, yeah, no, I was just saying like if you because I'm just trying to solidify my point that you had to suspend your disbelief because you'd be like if how could you get your hands on nuclear material without the government being like what the fuck are you doing with nuclear material? But in the middle of a city, no less. But
They went down to a local supermarket, bought the big barrel of nuclear material,
so I went down to the
as you do,
central.
They went down to the local central. Or Walmart for all you American
There was a
listeners.
special on it there. Buy 2 cans of Coke and get nuclear material free.
That's a good deal now. That's a good deal. I'd
It's a
recommend
good
it.
deal, yeah, it's a very good deal, yeah.
Um,
But
I
it's a
suppose
fun film. That's what it is. It's a fun film.
next is the CGI in it. Um,
Okay, that's going to happen all the time. There's going to be somebody trying to call me the whole time. Does Skype not go like, hey, listen, this guy is in a call at the minute. Do you want to maybe not call him?
it's very, very professional there, Richard.
Shit, but you know, like, does the Skype not say like on? Am I not listed on Skype as busy or something?
I don't
I don't.
know.
That's you know. Because now I just seem
Sure.
ignorant. I just seem ignorant to that person then. Because I keep hanging up on
Yeah,
them.
you ignorant poo.
I am sorry.
But anyway,
Anyways.
yes, back to discussion. So, I suppose next is the CGI.
Oh yeah, that was
What do you think of it after
oh, it was unreal, by.
all the films that you see now?
Yeah, considering all the films are going like total CGI as well, like The Hobbit and stuff nearly.
Yeah,
But yeah, the ghosts are really hard to make out sometimes. Like the first time you see
yeah,
Slimer, he's really blurry
yeah,
and just fuzzy or whatever, which I suppose he can get away with because he's a ghost. But yeah, just you gotta love Slimer.
yeah. It's like, but sure, to be honest, I
I, ju-
suppose
I you
can't
know
really expect much
I'm
from
just remembering
a
that.
film made in the 1980s.
Do you remember that scene where they first meet Slimer and then Slimer slimes Bill Murray and
Yeah, in
and
the
one of the
hotel.
other guys goes up to him and is like, "What happened?" Or like just before he's like, "Guys, ah!" or whatever, and then
Yeah.
another guy runs over to him and is like, "What happened to you?" And then just like a total change and shift in emotion. He just goes, "I got slimed." Just his
That is
delivery, I just that delivery stuck out to me because I was like, okay, well, fair
fair
enough,
enough.
straight to the point.
What I with that?
But
Uh,
yeah, I
yeah,
did like that. Yeah, and then when they were putting out the trap, and they're like, "Oh, okay, guys, I'm putting out a trap. Don't whatever you do, don't look at the trap. I looked at the trap, Ray."
I looked at a trap.
Oh, there was some
Oh,
great
that
lines.
was
I mean, I'm just trying to remember
otherwise.
now. There's do you know when they're on the TV or something like that, or they're being interviewed or something, and it's like, no problem is too big, no fee is too big. Brilliant sales pitch.
Oh, I remember another good line was near the end of the film where they were talking to the mayor,
Mm.
and that fella from the environmental department is like, "You can't trust these guys," and then it's all their fault that the ghosts are unleashing the city, and
Yeah, yeah.
I think I think Ray, I think Ray Stentz, but Dan Aykroyd's character, he goes, "It's don't listen to Dickless over here," and
Oh
then
yeah.
your man goes, and then, and then the mayor asks him questions like, "Can so is this true?" And then Bill Murray goes,
Yes,
"Yes,
sir.
he is a bit of a dick." I thought that was a
That
great
this
line.
man has no dick.
This man has one. That was it.
Yeah, and
Oh.
and they're like, well, I don't remember this as a child.
Yeah, that's like
Mm.
I can't even remember what happens in this film. Like what? Everything was just a blank. It was like looking at it again for the first time.
Yeah, I
It
know
was
what you
pretty
mean.
cool.
It was.
It was pretty cool because like
Must
you
have
haven't really
done.
seen it in so long.
Yeah. But excuse me. Um, yeah, no, I was looking. I found a piece of paper here. I wrote down when I was watching the film there not too long ago that I was writing down some of the quotes and all that, so that I'd have them, so that I'd be able to implement them into, when I'm doing the ghost walk there on Friday, and if I have this video
Oh,
up there, that'd be
product
great.
placement.
Great advertisement, wouldn't it? Yes, meeting outside Super Quinn in Clonmel at 6:30, leaving at 7. Myself, another
Even though
fella
by the time this
are
goes
leading
up,
the
it's probably
walk.
too late.
It is probably way too late.
Yeah,
If you were there,
never know.
hello. Well, I hope you enjoyed. But yeah,
That's all.
yeah. I just have some quotes here. Let me see where you. Oh yeah, I loved. Actually, I remember there's that scene, and when they first meet the ghosts, first time, like their first job, and they,
Oh,
and,
the
and they see the
library. Yeah.
ghost, and then they're all like, "Yeah, let's look for the ghost. Let's get the ghost, whatever." And then they finally get the ghost, and they're like, "There's a ghost. So what do we do?"
Yeah, I remember that.
Hello, I'm Peter. Where are you from originally?
And then
And
Ghost
then,
attacks him then.
yeah, good times. But let me see where else I go. Um. Oh yeah, it's and then what's the name of the guy with the glasses? I can't remember. So that's not
Oh,
Ray.
I've
It's
got it here.
we are currently experiencing
Say the quote
technical
anyway, and I'll get the
difficulties.
name for you.
Say what now?
It's okay. I have him here. He's Egon
Yeah, Egon.
Spengler.
Gotta love these names.
Great is.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and then he was talking to the secretary, and she was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I love reading, and you know, I like this, or as she would say, yes, I love reading." I can't even do it. Her real monotone voice was brilliant. But
We're just going to keep moving on here. We're going to pretend that never happened. So I'm sorry, people.
yeah, okay, that sounds good. He said, "Yes, I love reading. Reading is my passion." And what do you do as a hobby? And he goes, "I collect spores, mold, and fungus." Yep, sums up his character. Brilliant.
As you do.
And then let me see. There's another scene where um, I'm just going to go through a load of scenes. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to talk about
Fair
it.
enough. This could be a recap of the film.
Yeah, just some of these moments that stood out to me, from at least the first half of the film. Anyways, yeah, I don't think they had the second half written on this. Anyways, yeah, and then, you know when there was like this demon realm inside your one's fridge and all that kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
then Bill Murray's guy was was trying to be all smart, and he's like, generally, you don't see that in household appliances.
Yeah.
Well done, well done.
That's a good one. I'll get on. What a bit more.
Fair play.
Thought I'd throw this little tidbit out, but this year's the 30th anniversary of Ghostbusters.
Is it? Happy
Little nugget of information.
birthday to you.
Yeah, it was released in 1984.
Wow, jeez, the time flies, doesn't it?
To be more exact, it was released June 7th, 1984.
Jesus.
So we're a few months off, but
Still
nonetheless,
stands up
still,
pretty well now, to be fair. CGI is a bit
does,
kind of
like.
iffy, but you know, you can kind of look past it because it's not really...
Yeah, the comedy's good in it.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. You know, it's kind of almost adds to what they're going for. You know. But,
Yeah.
yeah, it was. Yeah, I just remember that scene when they're going up an elevator, and then this guy is there, and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" And they're going like, "We killed cockroaches." Must be one big ass cockroach.
That was a weird one. Yeah, he cut your head clean off.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was a good one.
Oh, that right. There is no Dana, only Zool. Anyways, yeah, that's all my quotes. Anyways.
That was a very weird scene.
Yeah, it was. I heard that quote in Family Guy before, and I was like, "What is that from?" And then I saw it there, and I was like, "I did not expect it to be from this film."
Well, I suppose someone like Zoo, you'd probably assume it'd be a ghost or something.
Actually, I must ask. There's a scene. Do you know when they get the socially awkward fella, and he gets possessed, and then the Ghostbusters.
Oh, the neighbor, yeah.
Yeah, and then
The
the
one's neighbor.
Ghostbusters have him in like the guy with the glasses who I can't remember his name again. Is kind of whatever doing tests on him and all this kind of stuff.
Egon's finger.
That's it, Mr. Egon.
That's
Even though it
It's
would be
Egon.
Mr. Spengler, but never mind that. Yeah, and then he's doing the test on there. This scene kind of bothered me, I suppose, but I suppose it reflects the secretary. He's kind of this awkward character. But you know, she was like, you know, Igor, you know, I'm kind of worried because, you know, usually I'm very psychic, and you know, it kind of goes on a bit, and then she's like, I'm afraid you're going to die. And I was like, where the hell did that come out of? You know, he didn't seem to be in any immediate danger or anything like that or whatever, you know. I know she's saying, I'm afraid you are going to die in the future, or whatever. But I'm kind of like, Jesus, woman, where did that come out of? And Miranda's like, okay. And then she just hugs her and pats her in the back. Go to sleep, crazy lady.
Well, sure. Hey, the Stay
But
Put Marshall man was coming.
it's true, yeah. But she,
She had her psychic abilities going.
yeah, she read the script. But
Spoiler alert.
yeah, I don't know. I just watched that and I was going, Jesus, where did that come out of?
That took a dark turn.
But sure, whatever. Teach their own, I suppose.
Yeah.
No,
So
brown cow.
so there's lesson, kids. Don't have a psychic girlfriend. She'll freak you the fuck out.
She's only usually very psychic, whatever that means. Usually
That's
very
okay.
psychic.
Every now and again she's psychic.
Every now and again, I'm just kind of psychic. But,
It's kinda.
yeah, those are
Oh, that's brilliant.
Wednesdays. But yeah, that's pretty much all. I don't know. I think we've been talking for about 20 minutes now. Um, I don't know. Do you have anything else to be saying?
Yes.
Refresh my memory on this Marshmallow Man scene because I cannot remember it for the life of me for some reason. 'Cause
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
yeah, because I haven't gotten around to watching it yet. That part, I only got about halfway through the film.
Ah,
Even though I'm supposed to be
I,
playing fucking characters from the film on Friday now, which are fuck it.
that's bad. Just
I'm gonna do it now
research.
once I get off the air with you here now. But I kind of fell asleep a lot.
Um, don't know. Okay, I'll try. I'll do my best to recap the situation. I promise it's not going to be good. Okay, so that they go up to Dana Barrett's apartment.
Yeah.
She's the one that's possessed by Zool, and her and her neighbor. He's the key master, and
yes.
the gatekeeper, and they end up turning into. Do you remember the monster that
the
attacked?
dogs. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
Oh jeez,
they
CGI
turned
that
back
thing was
into
fantastic, wasn't it?
them.
Running across the street,
It did
never
the job.
did
It did the job.
yeah.
Well, could you blame him? 1984.
I know, yeah, but it's just interesting to see how far we've come. That was the pinnacle
cool.
of CGI back then.
That was the shizzle. But anyway, let's back to the story. So then, I can't remember. I can't think of the character's name, but
Ray.
No, it's not the Ghostbusters. It's she's like the master of the
universe,
dogs and all the ghosts.
Oh,
I'll stop recap.
Dina.
So, yeah, no, it's not. It's not Dana. It's someone like she's like in charge.
Oh
of
yeah, I know the one you're on about. Yeah, Demony Princess.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one.
Whatever her name is.
She comes out and she ends up getting sucked into the air or something like that.
What did you do, like?
And I'm doing my best here. And then they say, so now you get to choose like what destroys your city. And so
spin the wheel of misfortune.
So they're all discussing like what it should be. And then the voices from in the sky go, okay, you've made up your mind, and they're all like, I didn't do it. I wasn't thinking of anyone. And of course, Ray,
glasses.
Raymond stands. Yeah,
no,
not the glasses.
Ray,
Guy.
sorry, no, yeah, the other guy. Yeah, never mind. Yep.
Now you're just confusing everyone.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd's character.
Oh, he wasn't Ray. He was a different guy, wasn't he?
No, Dan Aykroyd was Ray.
I thought the
Harold
other guy
Ramis was Egon.
Oh,
no.
Yes. So, anyways, Dan Aykroyd's character.
You're confusing everyone. Right. So Dan Aykroyd's character.
The confusion is the only reason that people watch this thing. or listen to it.
Yeah, just to get more confused.
Yeah, just to get that brain
So
going
they
and be
come
like,
out with a feeling
why,
like,
what?
what the fuck is that? I think that's the fun day. Is like, okay, we're going to try and decode what they're trying to tell us. But
Exactly.
I think they don't succeed most of the time because, to be honest, I don't even know what we're talking about half the time.
Yeah.
So anyway,
What's the
being
deal
creative
with
again.
airline food?
God
Sorry.
damn it! That's it. I had enough. That's it. I'm done. I'm retired.
All right. Bye, Neil. I just talked to
Adios.
myself here for ages.
And that's what you call entertainment. But anyway,
Yeah.
the end of the story. Dan Aykroyd's character says he talked about the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man because he thought it would be the less harmless thing you could think of.
Right.
So then they ended up they ended up attacking the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but it did very little damage to him. So he started climbing the apartment that they
Yeah.
were in for
Yeah.
because started climbing that, and they found out that they crossed the streams. Like, you know, the way in the whole
Oh
film,
yeah.
like, don't
Don't
cross the
cross the
streams.
streams.
Yeah.
Don't cross the streams. It sounds like something to be like.
If-
Sounds like kind of a bro code for when you're pissing or something. Don't cross the streams.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, you don't cross the stream, man. Don't cross streams.
Just don't do that.
They ended
Sword
up
fight.
crossing the streams into like the portal, and that ended up destroying the Marshmallow Man.
And they all lived happily ever after.
I did my best here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just
Yay!
no notes. Not from mind.
Congratulations, Neil. You did it. You have passed the
If
test.
anything, I've made him more confused.
Yes. But sure, whatever. They just like to listen
At the
to
end of it,
this.
someone's like, I thought Dan Aykroyd was the Marshmallow Man. Anyway, like that. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I did my best.
That stood out how I remember Buster Ghost was. We should do a parody video or something. A parody of, even though it's a parody in itself, isn't it? But our own version of Ghostbusters and call it Buster Ghosts.
My God, the parody Inception.
We'll make millions, I tell you. Millions of what, I'm not
Who are
sure.
you going to
but we'll make
call?
millions.
Buster Ghost. Do.
Well, you call the police.
Yeah, it's like, so, so anyway,
Yeah.
suppose we've
secret
come to
or
the time now
silence,
to ask ourselves
really.
a question.
Let's ignore the fact that
I
there's
was
sequels already.
segueing a nice way into that, and you just blurted it out. So, Secret Science movie.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go on. Do your nice little transition there.
Oh, it's too late now. You ruined it. The moment's
Okay,
gone
grand,
now.
so.
We've done.
Okay, fine. Be that way.
I will be that way.
Throw your headbutt, mate.
You're a poo.
You promise
Yeah.
you never tell anyone.
You know, I hate being like this. You know,
Why
Gotta show
can't
my
we
displeasure.
be friends? Why can't we be friends? Sorry. So anyways, yeah.
and then it just goes black. That's all.
Yep.
I think it deserved. I think it deserved a sequel.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Got its sequels, but
it got its sequels.
it was
I can't remember its sequels, but it got them. There's
yeah.
there's at
I
least
know they're
3.
there.
There's at least 2 sequels, and then
Yeah, I
they
think
had
there's 2,
they
and
had a
they're
few
making a
cartoon
spin-off
series.
Yeah, I think they did 2 cartoons.
They probably had
another
an animated
spin-off.
movie as well or something. But
I don't think so, actually.
I say they probably have.
Anyway, yes, it deserved to get its sequels.
Yeah, because
It
it's a fun movie, so it doesn't have to be like
Yeah,
extremely planned out in terms of its storyline or anything, or it doesn't.
yeah.
It's not a film that's going to feel unnecessary. Because
like it knows what it is. It knows it's not
It's
going
just,
to like.
I don't know what words I used there. It was just fun.
Yeah, it's like it knows it's not like a film for, I suppose, a story.
Mm.
More or less for, like, I suppose, the concept and, I suppose, the parody of.
It's what every film should be: entertainment.
It is entertainment. It's funny. So yeah, I think we're in full agreement. I should have got a sequel to it.
Yeah, we should have a list of all the films
Yeah,
that should have. Go through a list of all the films that
sequel.
we do all the time. You know, I was gonna make a self-referential joke there at the very beginning of this video and I completely forgot about it. I was going to be like, "Hello, people. Today we're doing Pulp Fiction." No, that would have been funny.
Okay, we
People would have
promise
been
we'll do
like,
it next
"Lol."
time.
No, we don't.
Richard,
We promise we'll do it
do
whenever
you
we get
want a
around to it.
DVD?
Do
I
I
have the
want it?
DVD. Would you like the DVD?
Ah,
Would you like to?
my brother has this. I should be able to get it off him.
Well, then get it off him, so
Assuming,
and watch it.
I assume he still has
We
it.
need to do it.
Yes.
What?
It wasn't that long ago I
We
watched
need-
it now, so I probably remember most of it.
God, these
Royal
people.
with
It's so,
cheese.
so...
But anyways,
Anyway,
will I tell you my tales of Nightmare Realm?
go on, Sherry. You might as well. Sure, not. Let's do it for the night.
Yeah, exactly.
Except
Sure,
sleep.
you know what?
Except sleep.
Yeah, that'd be handy, alright? But sure, anyways. Yeah. So I went to Nightmare Realm and all that kind of stuff. We're in Lying there and all that kind of stuff. Um, Unfortunately, it was myself and two lads now who went into this now because I was kind of looking forward to going in with the girls because you know if you ever go to see a horror film or anything like that, they don't tend to be scary unless somebody else is scared in the room. Do you get me?
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, you need somebody who's with you to be unnerved. But
Yeah.
because we're manly men and with facial hair who change their underwear and get the crown and save the town from Mr. Krabs or whatever, that was the wrong lyrics, but never mind. Because we were
I have
said
no idea
people,
what you said.
I thought it was very funny, and I completely didn't hear you there. But anyways, yeah, it was quite entertaining. I mean, like, I made friends with this lovely fella now called Dermot. Yeah, hello Dermot, if you're listening to this, probably not. Um,
He's not listening to it.
no. Anyway, yeah, lovely fella. Yeah, himself and his young one there were on the stairwell, or I assume to be the young one, anyways. And you know, and then
That's
and then,
Irish for girlfriend.
yes,
All these international
the
listeners
young
out
one. And yeah, so himself and the Bjor were there, anyways, on the stairwell. And you know, she was there, and she was like, "No, I'm not doing it." She could not make herself go up to the top of the stairs. Couldn't do it. And then she left or whatever. I tried persuading myself. I was like, "No, come on, it'd be fun." But sure, whatever. She couldn't do it. So not that you totally blame her or anything, but yeah. So Mr. Dermot came along with us. I was like, "Come on, whatever. Let's have fun." And yeah, we were going through it, and like, yeah, you get spooked or not spooked. You get you get a fright from people jumping out of the blackness on you or whatever. Um, you know, because there's all these performers who are like hiding behind all these places or whatever, getting ready to jump out on top of you, you know. And you know, I think it was a friend of mine there, and he was saying that they were walking around the corner, and then they looked to the right, and there was a performer there, and he was just drinking a bottle of water, and he was staring back at them, and then like he just slowly puts down the bottle of water and goes, "Rawr." Which is really, yeah, because like if you look around, you know, there's like a bottle of water and a phone, you know, in most corners. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty funny. Like I was having like nearly full on conversations with some of these performers. Like, you know, like as I was just saying to you just beforehand, like this clown busts out of a wall, just as like his head and his shoulders or whatever, and it's in this kind of really tight corridor thing. And my instant reaction was to go, "Well, how are you?"
How you doing, lad? You alright?
And and he was like, "I'm not too bad yourself." And I was like, "Oh jeez, you're tipping away, tipping away." And I was and, you know, and just having full on conversations with some people. And then there was this, at one stage there was this one there, and she's like a demented mother of some sort, and she's on top of this or she's just in front of this baby cot, and there's a baby there with a big knife going through its head, well, as you know, as you do.
Ooh.
Yeah. And some of the walls and all that kind of stuff were all plastered with dead bodies and all this kind of stuff. It was cool. It's very cool, and it's huge.
Pretty cool.
Like it's 3 floors of
Jesus.
of all this, like, and yeah, and you know, like what she does is she kind of like she looks up at you really creepily, and then starts kind of like walking towards you and kind of doing all this really kind of creepy stuff or whatever. But I was having a full-on conversation with her, and I was like, and then I was there like, oh, sorry, madam, is this the way out? Is this, and all this kind of stuff. But and then let me see, sorry, there was this one who was like on kind of like tightrope thing, or not tightrope. She was like suspended in the air by ropes on the
Yeah.
ceiling, and she was like floating around or whatever like this. And she was kind of like she was kind of blocking her way or whatever like that. And I don't know. I was saying to her, I was like, "I'm sorry, madam, but I am very frightened. I would be very horrified if I ended up underneath your skirt. So,
Oh, God.
if you wouldn't mind moving over there, please." But somebody was telling me there was actually a security guard who was in the corner there with that one because if people come over and start pushing her and twisting, turning her around and spinning her or whatever and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
To kind of ruin the thing.
you should have seen the pictures as well. Like there's loads of people going because what happens is you go into this room and it's pitch black and there's only one thing you can see and it's this guy who's at the other end of the room and he kind of has like a jack-o'-lantern facing him. As I was passing him, I was like, "So what's it like being a pumpkin? Are you a pumpkin?" And he just goes, "No." I was like, okay. He's probably like,
Don't hurt me, please. I'm sorry.
yeah, he was probably there like, "I'm a jack-o'-lantern, you racist." But
Pumpkins is offensive to all my people.
but yeah, and then what you do is you go in the room, whatever, and then all of a sudden it just flashes a light everywhere, and he takes 3 pictures of
Yeah.
them, and they're at the end. But yeah, it's just the pictures there. It's just like all of us just kind of looking confused. None of us are, except for one fella actually. None of us are really in a kind of a state of unnerved. We're just kind of confused. And
So what's going on?
whereas all the pictures before that and after that are like people hiding behind their purses and stuff like this. And like, and there's a brilliant one actually. I was looking at the Facebook page and there's a brilliant picture of these 2 little lads, right? And they're like 8 years old or whatever like that. One of them is in a fighting
Okay.
stance, and the other one is in kind of a fighting stance, but they have their middle fingers up.
That's fucking brilliant.
And I think I was talking to somebody else, and they were saying that there was a picture. I don't know if it was this particular thing, or if it was another year, or if it was a different place, someplace else, but that somebody had the words "sex" just written across their stomach, and just as they were taking the picture, they lifted their shirts,
Ah,
just cause, And I was kind of like,
you
oh,
do.
I wish I did more than just be confused. But sure, whatever. I have that now in a nice picture frame there. Cost me a fucking tenner, but sure, whatever. um,
Oh, I see.
it was a fairly pricey. I think it cost me €23 altogether now. Yeah, Jesus, no, yeah, yeah. But sure, I suppose it was fairly big.
13 for the
13 to get
formation, was
in,
it?
10 to get the pictures up online, and to get a physical one. But
Was it worth the €13?
yeah, yeah, it probably was. But unfortunately, I was maybe like I probably have myself to blame for not being very um you know frightened by anything because I suppose my instant way of making a situation less, obviously, you go into those places, those scary places, and you know your instant reaction is to do something that makes you relax. And what I do
Yeah.
is I just talk and go, "Oh Jesus," the whole time. "Oh Jesus, lads. Oh Jesus, isn't that some smell? My God. Jesus,
Yeah.
I love what you did with the place." And then, looking around, there's dead bodies everywhere. But,
I still touched you with all those dead bodies.
yeah, I remember there's this one guy who was there at the end, and he's kind of like a butcher fella. He's a fairly tall fella now, I must say. And he's like at one end of the corridor, and you're going down, and then all of a sudden there's all these doors around you, and they start kind of banging and all this kind of stuff. along the way, and it's all
Mm.
very loud, and your man just kind of is slowly walking towards you, it's kind of creepy. But there's a friend of mine. She was terrified by him, and like he almost got her in like he's got her into a corner, and she was like whatever, and she was just after it. The performer went outside and gave her a hug and
Yeah.
asked if she was all right because she was nearly crying.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that was
right.
brilliant.
And then of course, um, those particular girls who were, they were there the whole time. And they were saying, "Oh, lads, I can't." Once we were on the way walking home or whatever, they were all like, "Oh, lads, I can't. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stay ahead of the group here because I don't want anything sneaking up on me and all that." And I'm just like, you're just asking for it, aren't you? You're just asking for it. So of course, everybody's going to go up and give you frights the whole time. And then they were trying to
Yeah.
give other people frights the whole time, which wasn't working. And of course, they were going to get more frights. So they're, oh, I don't know,
Everybody gets some
women.
frights.
Exactly. But yeah, it was an enjoyable time. It's not what you do, it's who you do it with. But yeah, definitely would have been terrifying if I was on my own. But yeah, I
Yeah.
remember we took
Do that next
turns.
year.
Yeah, we no, we took turns. Like taking the lead. And I remember I was like, okay, all right, sure, it'll be my turn now. I'll take the lead, whatever. Because everybody stopped in front of this doorway. This way we had to go because it was pitch black. Could not see where we were going. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll take the lead. And then I just walked in and just kind of hit a wall. And I
Oh,
was I was there for about 5 minutes going, I don't know where do I go? I just had to turn right, but I couldn't figure it out for ages because I couldn't see anything.
the
But
security guards just looking at the cameras like just pissing themselves laughing at you.
yeah, well, there would have been more people. Some of those pictures, like literally, go onto what was it called? Nightmare Realms. Go onto their Facebook page
Yeah.
and just look through some of those pictures. They are hilarious. But
Oh, jeez. I didn't.
and that's only the first. That was the first floor. Like, or that was the third floor. But that's the first floor you go into. So there was two
Yeah.
more floors, and they got gradually worse. So
Jesus.
so you'd imagine how they were at the end. But yeah.
So would you recommend?
Oh, you know what? It was a laugh. I would, yeah, yeah. Especially some of those pictures are absolutely hilarious. Some of them guys there and they're in their 40s and all that kind of stuff, and they're curling up like in, in the fetal position almost when these pictures are being taken. It's hilarious. But yeah, I'd definitely, twas a laugh, twas a laugh. Get some mates, go there, share your stories, your war stories. Good times had by all. So yeah, that's those are words that I have spoken. Do you have has words to have spoken that in yes, what?
Yes. Are you getting to a question or something?
Did you have anything
Suppose
else left to say?
not really. I suppose that wraps things up for us. Your
Well, I suppose
secret
yeah.
of silence.
So yeah,
Not really else to
our
talk about it.
conclusion was that yep, should get a sequel, and do you know what? It
Yes.
did. It did. Yeah, and that's solely because we
Uh,
said it should get a sequel.
yes. After probably 20 years after the sequels were made,
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
they knew in the future
That's
we'd
beside the point. Yeah, they knew
say
in the future
sequels.
that
So.
we'd approve. So
Yeah. So I said we'll make them now. Sure.
now probably like
That can be happen.
what we should do next year anyways is watch the second one and then we'd be like, well, geez, that was shit.
Just for the next 2 years now, we watched the other two.
Yeah, good times, good times. I wonder if they're remaking
So
it
there you
now.
go.
It seems like something that should be revisited or something.
They're doing a spin-off with
Oh, that's
I think
right,
it's
with
four
female
female
characters.
Ghostbusters.
With female
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, wasn't it? Yeah, that'd be
I
interesting.
don't know what to think of it yet. Yeah, I'll wait till there's more news out about it before I
Who you
suppose make a judgment on it. See if any good or not. So
Ghostbusters.
just gotta wait.
Anyway, thank you very much, people, for listening. This has been just subscribe and Sonra Productions and all
Dan
that
Aykroyd,
jazz.
Marshmallow Man.
Yes. Remember these words, or don't forget them. Anyways, and then rewatch the video just to remind yourself of the words. But
And then subscribe.
refresh the page to give us the extra view. And
And subscribe.
Yes,
Once you
exactly.
subscribe, Facebook, Twitter,
Yeah,
everything.
exactly. Everything. Twice. Right. Good night, people. And happy
Look,
Halloween. If assuming I have this up before Halloween. That'd be embarrassing if I
probably
didn't.
not.
Happy maybe after Halloween, but maybe before as well. Happy day that you watch this.
That's